outside. Birds outside, I hear birds outside. Tweety, tweet, 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 I hear birds outside. And I can see them in the tree. And they go tweet, 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 and they go tweet, 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 and they go tweet, 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 and they go tweet, tweet, tweet. Tweety, tweet, 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 I hear birds outside, and I can see them in the tree.
Hi, bird buddies. This is Mrs. Harmon again. And I was thinking about all your wonderful I wonder questions that you were asking in class. Like, how long are the legs of a flamingo? And do all birds fly? And I wonder what penguins eat. You all ask so many wonderful I wonder questions. And I was thinking we should probably talk about where we go for information to answer those I wonder questions, and the difference between a fiction storybook and a nonfiction fact book. But before we do that, do you guys see the little bird on your screen? The little brown bird? This is a Carolina wren. It's our state bird. We live in the state of South Carolina, and our state bird is this little Carolina wren. Isn't it so cute? Let's use our listening ears and hear what it sounds like. Does that bird song sound familiar to you? Have you been out playing in the yard or in the morning going to school and heard that bird song? Let's listen one more time. Here we go. That bird song sounds so familiar to me. I've heard it a lot here in South Carolina. Anyway, I just wanted to share this cute little bird with you, our state bird, the Carolina wren. If I was wanting to learn information about the Carolina wren, if I had I wonder questions about the Carolina wren, where could I find information? Fiction books or nonfiction books? I know a great place to go to watch a video. Brain Pop Jr. has a great video we should watch on this topic. Let's try it. Whoops.
Selden's lost his skin? Don't be upset, Moby. I think it's normal for snakes to lose their skin. But we better look it up in a book to be sure. No, not a storybook. A nonfiction book. What is nonfiction? Nonfiction writing is about real people, places, or events. It shares information and facts to help explain things. Newspapers, magazines, and textbooks are all kinds of nonfiction. And biographies are nonfiction books that tell you about someone's life. A diary can be nonfiction too. Hey, wait, whose diary is that? Nonfiction books look pretty different from fiction books. What are the parts of a nonfiction book? Well, the first part is the title. That's the name of the book. This one's called Caring for Snakes. There's the table of contents, which lists all the chapters and what pages they're on. You can read the table of contents to see if the book will tell you what you want to know. Let's see. This book has a chapter about snakeskin. Perfect. Some books have a glossary in the back. A glossary tells the definition of words that come up in the book. Well, kind of like a dictionary, except a lot smaller. Some books also have an index. The index lists words and topics in the book and the pages where they come up. Let's see. Snakeskin. Skin. Wow, there are tons of pages that have information about it. Now I think we're ready to start reading. But how do you read a nonfiction book? There's a lot of information in this book. So I'm going to read the book in small sections and stop and think about what I read. Snakes shed their skin as they grow. Let me think. I guess snakes need to shed their old skin and grow new skin as they get bigger. Their skin doesn't grow with their body like mine does. Cool. I know I understood what I read because I could put it in my own words. You're right, Moby. Looking at the pictures is important too. The caption is the writing underneath the picture that gives us more information. This caption says, snake skin is made of scales. The word scales is in bold, so I know the author wanted me to notice it. And the label shows us where the scales are. This book has a ton of information to remember. How can I take notes as I read nonfiction? No one can remember everything they read, so it can help to write down some things. Thanks, Moby. A graphic organizer can help you keep track of important details, like a timeline, word web, or KWL chart. We know that Selden shed his skin. We want to know if it's normal for snakes to shed. We learned that snakes shed their skin as they grow. What? Oh no! Selden's loose? Where did he go?
Wow, that video gave us a lot of clues as to what to look for when we need a nonfiction book. I know you've practiced some of them in class with Mrs. Barnes, like writing a table of contents and an index. I think you might have done it with your How to Build a Snowman book or one of your winter books. Anyway, let's look at a nonfiction book as an example really quickly. So if you go to your Wakelet and you go to Bird Books and Videos, we can find a really quick nonfiction book. There's lots of them here. For example, this book, Cranes, is a nonfiction book. Right here at the beginning, look, there's the table of contents. It tells us where all the information is. It also gives us a real picture of a crane. This is a type of bird called a crane, and it gives us facts about the crane. Cranes are tall birds. They have long legs and necks. They live in fields, wetlands, and grasslands. And if we go to the end of the book, we see there's a glossary. So new words that the book introduces us to, they have at the end. And they have definitions that tell you what the word means. Remember, nonfiction books have facts and information that help you learn about different subjects and help you answer your I wonder questions. Because nonfiction books talk about real places, people, and events. Okay, we've looked at a nonfiction book as an example. Now we need to practice our note-taking from nonfiction books. Remember how when we did observations, we wrote our observations down? Scientists do the same thing. They write their observations and the information that they find down. So I went and got my bird observation book, my bird book that looks like this, and I turned to a blank page. And if you go to your Wakelet, all your books in Wakelet, right here, if you click on books, you can pick any bird book, any nonfiction bird book. And all of these, the books will read, Epic will read the books to you. And you can do like what I did. I chose the crane book because it's what we just went over. And I put the date at the top, March, M-A-R-C-H, March, and the date, this year, 2021. I drew a picture of a crane, and this right here says name of bird. So I put cranes, that was the title of the book, and I picked one piece of information or one fact from the book to practice writing down. So I wrote, cranes are tall birds. And you can do the same thing with your bird that you choose. For example, if you choose toucans, you can open the toucan book and you always want to make sure it's a nonfiction book. So look for facts and real pictures about the bird. You could find labels, arrows pointing to things like the beak or the feet to tell you what that part of the bird is. Like for instance, the toucan, it says they live in rainforests. Their bills match the colorful canopy. And see, just like in our Brain Pop video, these words are bold. And so I wonder, let's look at the end of the book and see if there's a glossary. Let's see. There's our glossary right here. Oh, and it has an index. So, canopy was a bolded word. A canopy is a covering formed by the tops of trees. So it has a glossary and an index that tells us where all the information is. So we know this toucan book is a nonfiction book. So we can write one fact from this book in your bird observation book. And when you're all done and you've picked your bird and you've written your fact and you've finished your page, we'll ask Miss Barnes to make a flip grid for us, and you can share your work with me and all your other classmates, all your other ornithologist buddies, and we can comment on each other's work and see what birds we chose. I hope you had fun. Thank you for working with me today. It's always nice to work with bird scientists. Have a great day.